throttling is real. I think it's a real thing. What do you think, Shawn? It's controversial, right?
Yeah, maybe, probably. I mean, they do whatever they want.
Yeah. So, so tell us about this new setting that you're in. This is a different background, a different setup. You got a microphone here. What's going on?
Yeah, I've always had microphones, but microphones are cool. Yeah, so I had this building custom built, to do my, video work. So that's about it.
Nice. So it's separate
My
from your house?
What?
Separate from your house, so it's a nice quiet area?
Yeah, it's outside.
Wow.
All right, so let's get going. Let's talk about
Moteefe.
Moteefe, right? Moteefe.
Yeah. So Moteefe is not one of the mega platforms. Like we've been doing a lot of the really large platforms with the maximum number of traffic. Moteefe is a newer platform. It's a smaller platform. It does a couple of things differently. After we go through the Alexa stats and before Tara comes in and shows us how to set up a new account, I do want to go through some of the information that I get from the research. I tend to do that at the end of these calls. I think it'd be better for people if we do it in the beginning because a lot of these calls are longer. They're like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And if you're not staying for the whole call, you're missing out on a whole ton of information, typically at the end. So are you cool if I do that at the beginning after we go through the Alexa data?
Sure.
Sure. Okay. So just to give you a quick background, every week we do a show. It's on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've done I think more than 15 different platforms now, and each one of them we did a minimum. I think the least amount of time we've spent on one is about an hour and a half. So we tend to go into the platform. We'll tell you about the traffic to it so that you can see how much traffic is there. For anybody that's coming in new, we also go through and show you how to set up an account on the platform so you see exactly how that works. We'll show you how to create a design, how to upload a design. We'll answer any questions it's live Q&A, so it's a live webinar. It's recorded live. So if you have any questions, down at the bottom, you'll have a Q&A section. You can just type in a question there. It's also a live show, so if you want to do chat, there's a chat. It just says CHAT with a little bubble. And whether you're on your computer or your phone possibly watching, you should be able to access both of those. So if you have any questions during the show, just ask them. We'll definitely read all of the questions before the show ends. Sometimes, depending on what we're doing, we'll answer them right away. Sometimes we'll come back to them. To give you an idea of some of the pods that we've already covered, we did merch by Amazon. We've done Redbubble, TeePublic, Spreadshirt. We've done Cafe Press. We have done Sunfrog, Zazzle. We've done T-Chip, Society 6. We have done Rageon. I just keep coming back to that Rageon app. I love it. I think it's hilarious. Today we're doing Moteefe. We've done Gear Bubble. We've done Fanprint. There's a lot of pods out there. Each one of them has something special. Moteefe has some special little nuggets, so we'll go through that a little bit later. But first, let's answer the question that you should ask yourself whenever you're going onto a pod, and that is, does this print-on-demand platform have any traffic? So we were going through Alexa.com site info, which you can access for free, and you get some information. They'll give you the top ranks. They'll give you a little tidbit here and there, maybe top 5 sites coming in and out. But Shawn has a special access to a special version of Alexa site info. And Alexa is an Amazon-owned company, so basically it's like getting data from Amazon about your competitors. So Shawn, let's show the people Moteefe on Alexa.com.
Awesome.
Nice shirt, by the way. Merch ready.
Oh yeah, I got my merch ready shirt on because I'm ready.
You said forget design pickle. I'm merch ready now.
They never gave me a shirt. Well, I got the wrong one. Let me try one more time.
I like merch ready. I think they're good. They're doing a good job. They have a lot of demand. There's a lot of sellers looking for designs to buy. Especially, they're looking specifically for designs with keywords that sell, right?
Right.
So we're going to help you out with deciding on your keywords by looking in depth at Moteefe on Alexa.com. Special edition version here. So Shawn, what can you tell us about Moteefe here from the traffic ranking?
All right. So their global rank is not super awesome.
It's terrible.
Yeah, let's go with that. It's terrible. It's been as low as 200,000 I think
As bad as 200,000.
right. Yeah, that's not great. You know, their high point's probably about 80 whatever thousand as far as I can see.
Yeah.
So it's not a great site.
Globally, it's not as big. It is bigger in Europe.
Right. So right for the global rank. In Germany, it's 25,000. As we scroll down, the United States is actually number 4 for their visitors. Vietnam, they're as high as about 4,600. Morocco too, but I don't know if I've ever seen a Morocco for one of the pods. So only.
And we should note this is really unusual, guys. So if you haven't seen the show before, to have the United States that low in the list, it's usually for number 1 almost all the time. Motif is really quite popular in Germany and France. The funny thing about this is it's not a German or French company. It's based in the UK, right? So it's in the United Kingdom. But according to Alexa information, it's ranking the highest in Germany and France. And even the UK, which is normally in the top 5, isn't even there, even though it's a UK-based company. So if we click on more, Shawn, can we see where the UK is at in that list? I'd be really curious to see why it's not. Okay, so it's number 6. So ranks high in Austria. So if you want to market to people in Austria or Bangladesh, those are some places. Morocco, I mean, it's top 5,000 in Morocco. All right, so if we scroll down, Shawn, what else can the advanced Alexa show us here?
So it's going to show the bounce rate, our page views, and the time on site. The time on site is really huge. I mean, almost 6.5 minutes is a ton of time.
Yeah, it's right up there. I think the highest was like 7.5 minutes, and that was one of the ones that we did recently. So
yeah, I think it's Cafe Press, maybe.
Yeah, but Cafe Press had like 8 or 9 page views per visitor, right? It looks like people are looking at less pages on Motif, but they're spending more time on it.
Right. So what this means is that, you know, people are averaging, you know, a couple minutes per page. So they're really looking at, you know, the stuff available. And their bounce rate is really, really high. So it's down 17% versus the last 3 months. So the bounce rate is basically when you go to a page and it's a first page on a site, and then you immediately leave, which could mean, you know, slow loading times, which we can look at a little lower. But you know, having a bounce rate that high is really bad. It could be they're doing a lot of advertising in those countries, so people are going there, and it's not really what they wanted to see, you know, because of an ad, and they're immediately leaving again. But regardless, you know, a 41% bounce rate is not what anyone would want.
It must be from advertising, because the next part, search traffic, it's 5.7% from a search engine, which is, I think that's low. It's not a great percentage compared to other sites.
Right. So search visits is up 15%. Right. So most of their traffic, it means they're probably not running a lot of ads. If they're only getting 5.7% from search traffic, I mean, that's not crazy. We can see at some points this year it was as high as 30%.
That's a lot of variation. So it is a smaller pod, guys. It's not like one of the big mega pods that we've done in the past. It does some really specific things, which we'll get into, but it's got some really different sort of metrics and other things. And it looks like almost by a long shot, people are getting there by searching for Motif. Even the misspelling is in the top 3. So not a lot of people are getting to Motif, but through search. However, they are getting to Motif through marketing.
And the one thing I really don't know, the site has a lot of traffic from Facebook. Over a quarter of their traffic is actually coming from Facebook. So I don't know if Alexa is categorizing Facebook as a search site, but you know, you're still running ads probably from Facebook to get here.
Agreed.
Okay. So let's see the share.
And the keywords as a percentage are not high enough to really say that a specific phrase or word is really standing out.
Yeah, so their highest search is "I am a healer hoodie," and that's only 1.44%. So I mean, you're not seeing a whole lot of stuff.
Now, what's this? This is new.
Yeah,
Keyword
this
clusters
in their beta. It'll basically let you look at and I was looking at this a lot this week on some other things. You can basically look at a main search word, and it's going to show you a cluster of all the other keywords that are associated with that. So, like if we look at shirt, I mean, there's so little going on here that there's not a whole lot to see. You know, but some sites, yeah, I mean, there's not even enough to see here. You know, but you look at one, it's going to show you all the other words that people are searching associated with that.
Just for a quick example, can we go to Redbubble and check out that feature on Redbubble? Because this keyword clusters is new. That wasn't even there 2 weeks ago, right? We're going to just take a pause on Moteefe because Moteefe has not got enough traffic for us here. We're going to check out Redbubble. Because we know Redbubble's got a lot of traffic, so it should have some data there, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, many more words. And these are words that people are paying for to get to that site. Is that what we're seeing?
Not necessarily paying for, but these are just keywords, main keywords, and then it's going to show, you know, things that go with that. And it's kind of an overlapping thing. So, right, the left graph going up and down, that's showing paid competition. So the higher it is in this graph, that means the more paid content was there. And the same way going left to right, it's going to be the more to the right for organic traffic.
So what would be ideal? To the bottom, to the left? That would be, so drawing would be the best one there? Or GIFs would be the best one?
So like lyrics has 670 keywords associated with it. I think the popularity goes on a scale up to 100. And there's 71 average organic completions. So if we click on that, it's going to show us all the
competition, not completion, right? So it's competitive.
Right, it says competition. So this is the average paid competition, but you can see right in the middle is 0. So that's why everything seems to be on this line almost. Because
people are not paying for lyrics.
This is not any kind of paid traffic.
So that would be something that you might want to pay for, is traffic that's having to do with lyrics. Maybe there's no maybe the record association is kicking people off that advertise lyrics. Hard to say.
I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like it's going to, you know, these are getting a lot of traffic. I mean, we're only talking about one site now. This isn't like all of the internet. You know, we're talking about the amount of keywords and popularity that's eventually taking it to Redbubble in this case.
Yeah. So all right. So I didn't mean to get off topic there, but this is a new feature. So we're going to come back to this on future shows, right?
Right.
Interesting.
All right. So as we already talked about, Facebook is the main upstream site here. So it's getting 23% of its visits are coming from Facebook immediately before they go there, which means they're either ads or, you know, there's a lot of social sharing, you know, and there's creators. So I'm sure there's, you know, part of that wouldn't be ads, I wouldn't think. But at Google, you know, YouTube, definitely. It's interesting that T-Chip is on here. This is probably content creators on YouTube sending people, directly to their stuff on the site. And google.com.vn is the Vietnam version. I mean, do you find it a little interesting that there's T-Chip?
Yeah, it's strange. T-Chip, you wouldn't expect traffic to be coming from a different pod to directly from T-Chip to Moteefe. Seems odd. Maybe because somebody's living in a place where T-Chip doesn't ship, but my understanding was T-Chip ships everywhere. It may be because of their price point. So it's important to note here, Moteefe has pretty competitive pricing, and so does T-Chip. That's the commonality there. So maybe somebody's trying to price out a shirt on T-Chip and then price it out on Moteefe. That's a possibility. How about downstream traffic? This is where people go after Moteefe. So they've come in from Facebook, and then they head to they go to Google.
They go back to Facebook, or they go to Google, or they go to Google Vietnam, YouTube, T-Zilly. So almost the same list.
These are marketers. Somebody that goes to, T-Chip, T-Zilly, and Google from a pod is somebody that is marketing. So it's market researchers. And people that are coming in from Facebook are being marketed to. That's what I would say here. So the moral of the story here for this portion of the video is that Moteefe is a platform that you want to drive traffic to. You're not likely to get a lot of organic traffic from it compared to other platforms. Related sites.
Yeah, I mean, this is mostly useless information. These are just sites that these places guess is, going to be similar.
Interesting to see Sunfrog shirts there. Sunfrog is another site where you're going to do a lot of marketing, but you're not going to see a lot of organic traffic without marketing initially.
Right, but it's most of the time these type of print-on-demand sites are showing you things that are from, if it's a T-shirt site, it's showing you another T-shirt site. T-Zilly's up there.
What's escapetips.com? What's that number one? I've never heard of that before.
I have no idea.
Sometimes we get surprises here, guys. So we're just doing a little exploring.
It's a gambling news site.
Okay, so maybe if somebody's betting on something, then they're going to put a link to the shirts. A little bit strange. All right.
And there's no subdomains. See, as I said, it's a slow loader. 2.427 seconds. 69% of other sites are faster. So, it's not a super fast loading site, which turns into, a huge rate of people leaving, because who wants to wait 2 seconds for a page to load?
It's impressive how little time people will wait for things. Even if they want it, they won't wait. They'll go somewhere else. So let's do some demographics breakdown. So this is something that's available very lightly on the free version, but through the paid version that Shawn Mayo has, we can see a bit more in depth. This is definitely a male-heavy site. Age range is really kind of a younger age in general, but it's really evenly spread out. And then it just drops off. The baby boomers do not go to Moteefe. I don't think we've seen that before, right?
We've seen a couple sites, I think, that, the demographics was younger,
We've seen it leaning towards the younger, but we haven't seen it totally drop off. I mean, there's like no baby boomers at all on here. It's very unusual. I think Cafe Press, that was like an older site, right?
It had an older demographic. And a lot of the early sites, we weren't looking at this information. I'm sure like T-Fury, is really skewed towards young people.
Absolutely, yeah.
If we would look at something like that.
T-Public is going to be younger as well.
All right, so we're looking at basically young males, up to their 40s. with no children and are probably in college or have already graduated college, and they're broke. 0 to 30,000 a year.
I think this is the most concentration on the low income that we've seen, which is really odd too.
Mostly African or other. No African American, but mostly African, which is kind of strange since Africa wasn't even on the list of the top locations.
It is strange because the top location is Germany, right?
Right.
This is strange demographics. I'm still a little bit out on the demographics from Alexa. They seem to be giving us some odd info. If it's correct, it's pretty odd.
Yeah, we've seen African really skewed high. And African, doesn't mean African American. It means from Africa, which I just find, yeah. So, I mean, it's like maxed out, which would be way over. And I don't know how they even get the internet average amount of, Africans browsing. But, whatever.
We're just here to show you the data. We don't necessarily know where this data is coming from, other than Alexa. All right. So, Shawn, we're gonna before we get into how to set up an account on Moteefe and how to upload the designs to Moteefe, which we do on every show, I'm going to go through some of the data that I got. I like to do this at the end normally, but we're going to start doing this near the beginning because it's interesting. So Moteefe loads in 8 different languages. So you can get Moteefe in English, French, Italian, Dutch, Spanish, German, Portuguese, and Russian. Something that's missing from the list there, I don't see Chinese, which is interesting, but certainly those are top 8 languages worldwide. That's pretty close. Currencies, it's offered in US dollars, euros, and pounds. It is a UK-based company. All of the shirts are European-made, so they're made in Europe. The prices decrease with volume. Okay, so Moteefe is a print-on-demand platform that has campaigns. So there's a few other campaign-based print-on-demand platforms, like Teespring, for example, where you have a countdown timer, and when somebody goes to the site to buy a shirt, they're going to see how much time is left in the campaign. And with Moteefe, none of the shirts are shipped until after the campaign ends. So if you're a buyer and you go to Moteefe and you want to order a shirt and have it shipped in 2 or 3 days, it's unlikely that's going to happen because they don't ship until after the campaign ends. Okay, so that's kind of something to point out. And because they're campaign-based, if a number of people get the same design, then the price actually changes, it goes down. So the more shirts are sold, then as the seller, so that's us, the more commission we'll make. The price is the same to the buyer because you set the prices for the buyer, but the more shirts that sell on a single campaign, the more profit you make. So it's to your seller's advantage to drive lots of traffic so that you can make more profit on all the shirts that are sold. They have a loyalty scheme. So I haven't seen anything beyond the first level, but the first level is 0 to 300 units sold, and then you go into the bronze level. So there's going to be bronze, silver, gold. I'm not sure what's above gold. I haven't been able to find out what the levels are. They do have a frequently asked questions section. They do have a blog, but getting information on Moteefe is not as easy as other platforms. So I'll just put that out there. Moteefe is a smaller platform, and there's some reasons for it. One is it loads a little bit slower. Number 2 is it's harder to get information as a seller. Number 3 is it's not getting as much organic traffic as other platforms. So there's things to kind of note and watch for different platforms. In terms of how you get paid on Moteefe, they give you an estimated cost to produce, and that's the minimum sell price. And then you can price it whatever you want, and you can price it as high as you want or as low as you want, but it has to be priced above the minimum sell price. So you're going to make the difference between the actual minimum sell price and the price that you make. Again, the more you sell, the lower that sell price or the manufacturing cost becomes, and the more profit you make. Interesting thing about Moteefe, and we'll look at this when we go to load up some things, is you can, in addition to doing the title and the description and the price and the types of products that you want and the colors and all that stuff, you can upload videos and pictures. So Shawn, if you're popular on YouTube, you have a lot of YouTube followers and people watching you there. If you want to make videos for your shirts, you can post your YouTube video on Moteefe or Twitch, right? If people are into gaming and stuff, they want to put a gaming channel, they can put Twitch videos into their Moteefe listings, and it'll be shown right on the page. That's something that I haven't seen on any of the platforms, is to be able to put in videos into your pod listings. And it's right up front and center. So they make it easy for you to do that. Now, products do not ship as fast with Moteefe as other platforms. Another reason why it's probably a smaller platform. Products are shipped 8 to 10 days after a campaign ends. So, you know, if you order a shirt from Moteefe, you're not going to see it for at least 8 business days minimum. The file types that they allow are JPEGs, GIFs, and PNGs, maximum 10 megabytes, which is odd because some of them go up to 25. I've seen up to 120 megabytes. And with a minimum DPI of 300. So they're looking for high resolution, small size images. And in addition to PNGs, which pretty much everybody accepts, they do JPEGs and GIFs as well. For the mugs is the only one that they give an actual resolution for. So the mug dimensions are 2538 by 944. To give you an idea, for a shirt on Moteefe, if you were to list a regular shirt and you were to sell one, it's going to cost 8.65 pounds. So it's a little bit cheaper than some other sites and a little bit more expensive than others. So it's not the cheapest, it's not the most expensive. In terms of products, they have t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, tank tops. We see this all over the place. Most places have this. In terms of the t-shirts, they have standard, they have recommended, which they have premium, men's and women's. They have a V-neck shirt, men's and women's, long sleeve shirt, men's and women's. The sizes for the men's and women's differ. So for whatever reason, the men's sizing goes larger than the women's sizing. Maybe that's a European thing, I'm not sure. They have hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, men's and women's. So they have more than just a unisex tank top. They have a men's tank top and a women's tank top. And then they have, I'll show you how to get to the secret area where you can actually get more products. So things that don't come up in the add a product section. They've got kids products, phone cases, mugs, and women's hoodies. The women's hoodies are the UK only, or sorry, the EU only. So they're in Europe only. If you wanted to order a women's hoodie to the US, they just don't ship them. Not sure why that is. They do have an affiliate program. The affiliate program is a little different than all the other ones. It's probably most similar to TeePublic. So what it is you receive 50 cents in euros, so 0.5 euros for every item sold to somebody that you refer to the platform for the next 2 years. Okay, so this is not like referring people to buy. I think this is referring sellers. So Shawn, if you were at the end of this podcast to put a link to your Moteefe site and refer people to go on to Moteefe and set up an account, which would not be your first or second or third choice, but it might be like your fifth choice because it's got an interesting platform, especially if you have video content. Then Shawn, you could make 0.5 euros for every item that your referrals sell for the next 2 years. That's how I read it.
Right.
In addition to that, you get a bonus of 250 euros after selling 250 items on Moteefe. So if somebody sells 250 items on Moteefe, you get a 250 euro bonus, which is somewhere around $400 US, I think, approximately. And you sign people up with a referral link. Okay, so that's the referral affiliate program that Moteefe has. In terms of age, Moteefe was founded in 2014 by 2 MBA students. So it's 3 years old. It's one of the newest pods, although Sunfrog is quite new as well. But Sunfrog is like, they have more traffic than Redbubble. They are really driving a ton of traffic. But Moteefe's 3 years old. And we said earlier that they're campaign-based. The minimum campaign day time is 3 days. And I haven't seen a way to get less than 3 days. Some of the other ones, the minimum is 3, and then you can go to the settings so you can change it to 1. I haven't seen that with Moteefe. However, you have 3 options when the campaign ends. It can either end, or it can relaunch continually, or you can just sell one-off shirts. I think selling the one-off shirts is probably the way to go. I hate campaign sites. I don't like having a campaign and having people wait, especially when they have to wait until the end of the campaign before they ship the shirts. That kind of ticks me off. So I'm going to put it out there. Moteefe is not my favorite pod, but it's one of the pods, and it came up. People were voting. They wanted to hear about it, so we're going through it. So I'm going to grab Tara. we're going to set up a new account. Shawn, you have a moment to chat with the people here, and I'll be right back. We'll set up a Moteefe account, show people how to set it up and how to load items into it.
All right, guys. So what's up? Any questions? I know there's only a few of us here, so any questions so far? Let's see, third, all of those. If you guys have any requests for any other pods you want us to go over, you can either shoot me a message or put it in the Q&A. See, they're all old chats. And as far as Moteefe, you know, I say this often, but it's really important that you understand if you're selling on merch, you know, it only takes a minute or two to upload to these other pods. So, you know, here you have Merch by Amazon where you could only sell buyers in the US at this point. You could sell on another site where people are already going, you know, from those other countries. Even though Amazon has a big international audience, they're not shipping any merch shirts outside of the US at this point. So, you know, that's a big point. You know, the internet is bigger than just America. And especially if you're limited to 10 or 25 or, you know, whatever tier you're on, if you're even able to sell on Amazon merch yet, then, you know, while you're waiting, you can be doing this. While you're waiting to be able to upload more stuff, you can be designing shirts and putting them on all of these other pods. And, you know, they make money. Some people make more on the other pods. Some people aren't making as much, but, you know, you're going to make a little bit more. And I mean, what else are you doing if you're selling on Amazon and you're selling on merch or whatever you're doing? If you have any free time, don't waste it. Upload it to one of these other pods. Find some that you like and start uploading there. If you don't like this one, that's fine. But, you know, find some sites that go with the kind of style of shirts that you're designing or that you've bought.
All right, Shawn Mayo, I totally agree with you. These sites are shipping worldwide. Merch by Amazon currently isn't doing that, but I think they will. I think you're going to see a huge focus worldwide shipping from Amazon. Why wouldn't they, right? So I've got my wife Tara here. I don't know, you can't see my screen here. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we see your screen.
Okay. All right, Tara, come say hi. This is Tara, my wife. Every week she comes, she sets up a new account. She's here to give us a password and to recommend some designs and that kind of thing. So,
update.
Oh yeah. So before we get started with Moteefe, Tara applied for Merch by Amazon 17 weeks ago.
1,000 weeks ago.
No, it was 17 weeks ago.
17 weeks ago.
Did you get into Merch by Amazon?
No.
Did you check today?
Yes.
You're still getting that message though?
Oh yes.
All right, still not in Merch by Amazon, but
No.
we're hopeful, right? It's 17 weeks. I think we're close. But you never know. It's hard to say. So we'll find out. Okay. So guys, this is Moteefe. Moteefe is a pretty plain kind of design. They have staff picks. They have a promise. Are you ready to create a product? Okay. So they're kind of promoting the creating of the products more than they're selling. Imagine if you're a customer, you wouldn't probably go to a Moteefe general site. You're going to be driven to a single page. And hopefully that page has a campaign that's still running because they do end. You can see the staff picks, campaigns of the week. These are the ones they want you to go to. Ended. So maybe you go start earlier in the week. I don't know. So, but if we go to one of them, we can see this is how
Twitch
it looks.
streamer.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It automatically zooms in when you're over top of it. This is going to be the name of the listing. This is going to be their description here. And then these are links. So they have a link straight to video. But this campaign is ended, so there's no ability to buy. So even though it's featured on the front page of Moteefe in a staff pick, you can't buy it. Here's another one. Again, it zooms in. That's the name of it. This is how you order, but you can't order it because the campaign's finished. So I don't really know what the deal is with that. But here's how you would get started. You click on register, or you can click on login, and then down at the bottom, don't have an account, sign up now. So click on sign up now, You can put an email address. Tara, you're going to be Tara
At the Melanie.
at themelanake.com. That's what we use every week. Your password, you can, I don't even know what your password is, so you type something in there. She's typing in a password for a brand new account. She's never used Moteefe before. We were saying this, Shawn, Moteefe is a smaller pod. It's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
But it's new. I'm sure they're learning. I'm sure they're getting there.
Nice background, Shawn.
Oh, wow, dude.
It's his new facility.
That's awesome.
Off-site.
Yay!
It's my new facility.
So Tara has just created a Moteefe account. Boom, it's there. When you first create a Moteefe account, it's going to give you a sad face. Nothing is here.
So let me understand. I've applied for merch 17 weeks ago.
Yeah, merch by Amazon.
Merch by Amazon, and this took 17 seconds to get an account.
It's pretty fast, guys. They don't ask for a username. They don't ask for, payment to PayPal to get started. Some of the pods that we go through, you might want to watch through the series, guys. There's a lot of different things that they ask for. They don't want to know where you live. They don't ask you to set up your PayPal account before you can start. I mean, they just let you right in. It's just like that. You sign up. She's signed up. So you click on your dashboard. You can see that. Let's go straight into designing. Again, the page loads is a little bit slow. Maybe it's because I'm not in the UK. Actually, that might make any sense. It is based in the UK, so if their servers are also there, maybe that's explaining a bit of the time lag. I'm not sure, Shawn. So I'm going to click on Design Now up in the top right-hand corner. That's going to take you to a standard designing area. And what you're probably going to do as a new user, we'll do the first one just plain. This is probably what you're going to do. You're going to click on Design. You're going to upload a file. So something happened recently in the USA 2 days ago, American eclipse, right? Did you get a chance to see
the American eclipse happened? That's what it's called, the American eclipse.
The American total solar eclipse went across America. It looked like that, the path of totality, and as the percentages. Now, you're in Florida, so you're probably 80 to 90% totality. Did you get a chance to see the eclipse, Shawn?
We had 82% totality, yes.
And?
Yeah, so we did see it. It happened for about 40 minutes. Yeah, it was cool, I guess.
It's all right? Okay, good. So just for an example upload, we're going to upload a American Eclipse shirt here. Gives you an idea of the speed of the site. It is not, again, it's not the fastest site. But it does give you an indication bar. Some of them don't. Some of them actually tell you the percentage, so kind of for the numbers people, they like it. This just gives you a green bar. It goes left to right. Again, as we mentioned earlier in the show, you can upload JPEGs, GIFs, and PNGs. They got to be 300 DPI or higher. And up to, I believe it was 10, right? Up to 10 megabytes is what they are looking for. 10 is a bit low, but that's what they're asking for. Now, immediately you can see when you upload the item, they do give you some controls. So when you click on the item, you can scale it up or down. You can center it horizontally, center it vertically. You can zero out the angle, make it straight. You can move the image up or down like this. If you get the image outside of the print area, it turns red. So it's kind of a nice thing. Maybe you want to center it again, and that's fine, although that doesn't look centered. I guess it's centering the image. Okay, there you go. That's centered. Also, it gives you the estimated cost. So if we sold 50 items, we're going to make 51.5 pounds, because it's right now set to English. These are the languages that we mentioned earlier. There's 8 different languages you could see the site in. And if we want to see the estimated cost on one, it would be 8.65 for one T-shirt. Okay. If you go to the next step, I'm gonna list them differently. We're gonna go through and do a couple listings here, and I'll show you some different things. Here it gives you the estimated profit depending on how many items you sold. So if you're real ambitious and you like to see the goals, if you sold 50 or let's say 100 items, you're gonna make 1,170 pounds, British UK pounds. If you do one, right now the estimated profit is 8. Now this is an estimation because, as I mentioned earlier in the call, the more shirts you sell, the lower the cost price goes and the more money you make. So if you sell 1,000, all of a sudden now you're making more profit per shirt. You're making 1,170 per shirt as opposed to 8. So selling more gets you more profit. So let's just keep it at 1 for now. You can also do the currency of the campaigns. It could be Great Britain pounds, euros, or US dollars. We'll do it in US dollars because Shawn, you're in the US. And then you've got your shirt. So by default, it's going to automatically pick for you a premium men's shirt. You can change that. You can also add different colors. So it's a white shirt right now. To change the colors, under colors, you're going to click on color, and you can select multiple colors. So we're going to do black. We do a chocolate color. We'll do a red, orange, navy blue, royal blue. Maybe a green too. This green looks well with this black and white design. So you can see it gives you a checkbox. If you don't want to select it, you just uncheck it, or you can check it again. And the number of colors will change depending on the item that you've picked. So this is a premium men's shirt. It doesn't tell you the brand of the base shirt, but it's 100% ring spun combed cotton. Available sizes small through triple XL. And the sizes, again, change depending on the shirt type that you have. Then you have your shirt price. So profit per item right now is $4.18 per item. It's not the highest profit per item. It's not crazy low either. If we wanted to drop the price, the minimum price here is $15.37. So that's the minimum price that they'll go to. But let's say you wanted to do it at $19.99, for example, it's going to give you $7.18. So it's a similar commission to Merch by Amazon at that point at the $19.99 price point. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close, $7.18. If you want to add more products, you click on Add More Products here, and then it automatically shows you the shirts. They got men's t-shirts, women's t-shirts, unisex shirts, and you click on Add Product if you want to add it. If you want to go beyond shirts, then you can go to up here, select a product type, and now you've got recommended t-shirts, v-necks, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, tank tops. Thanks so much. I got a super dry throat today. All right, well that helps. Okay, so let's go hoodies and sweatshirts, and they've got unisex sweatshirt, unisex hoodie. Let's add a hoodie. I know you like to add the hoodies on your listings, right?
I do, you're right.
This is Tara's listing, by the way.
Yeah.
So we'll do blue,
Ooh, yeah, blue.
a nice green, purple,
Yeah.
black, charcoal,
Nice.
royal blue. I mean, you kind of pick whatever you want. So you can add more products. Again, you can go up here. If you scroll down, so you can scroll up and down here. If you don't scroll, you'll never see these. Scroll down, you got organic t-shirts. There is a demand for organic t-shirts.
Yes, there is.
So people do look for them. So we'll do organic women's t-shirt, let's say. You're going to have different color availability here. We'll do navy, red, chocolate, black, raspberry maybe. You can see the style is different. It's a different style. This is an organic women's shirt. We could add more products. Again, scrolling down shows you these other ones, like kids products. So they got baby bodysuits, kids hoodies. Kids hoodies is not something that we see very often.
That's true.
Even on the sites with baby suits and stuff, you don't see kids hoodies very often. Kids t-shirts, baby t-shirts, and kids sweatshirts. A lot of sites have kids t-shirts, even Merch by Amazon. They've got youth sizes, which are the kids t-shirts. But these guys have the baby t-shirts, which is kind of the stage between the bodysuit and the t-shirt kids size. So you get all kinds of different sizes. It's funny, sizes available is blank here. I'm not sure what they're trying to say here. The baby t-shirts have no sizes, it's just a baby t-shirt.
That's different.
It is kind of weird. We'll do kids hoodie, because it is a rare product, just like organic. And you can see we have a lot less colors here. So if we look at something like a men's t-shirt, there's 4, 12, 13, 14, 15 colors. Here we've got 11 colors. So it's different. You got the kid-friendly ones, red, blue, green. Yellow doesn't look good with this design. Bottle green, Oxford navy as opposed to regular navy. All right, so you can also change the price on any of these. So again, it shows you the minimum price. That's the least you can do. If you look at the price for a hoodie, these are actually pretty good pricing. You could do a hoodie for $19.99 for a hoodie and still make $7.99 estimated profit per item. That's amazing, Shawn. That is a low-cost hoodie.
Yep.
I don't know what they charge for shipping on the hoodies because I haven't ordered a hoodie from them, but that is a really low-cost hoodie. A lot of hoodies, if you go out to the store or something, I think you're going to pay like $50 or more for a hoodie retail. If you get like mass-produced, like a Walmart or a Target or something, you might get a hoodie for close to $20. But if you go into these custom design sites, often they're going to be 35 plus. So to get a hoodie for $20 and still make actually more money than you would on a t-shirt, that doesn't even make sense. But there it is. The cost of their hoodies is less than the cost of the t-shirts. That's just almost unbelievable. That's what it says. Kids hoodies, you know, let's say you want to do $34.99. It's a good price for a kid's hoodie. You're still making $14.90 per sale. So once you've got all the products added, you can add more products and change the colors and see what they look like. You can also do the front and back if you want to see the back or the front. You can go to the next step. Next step's we're going to do your information here. So total eclipse across America, maybe. Organic and hoodies. Maybe we'll say organic and kids hoodies, because those are some special products that we have. Notice when I type in the title of your campaign, it makes you a unique page URL, and if it's already taken, it will tell you if it's taken or not. So this is, you know, total eclipse across America, organic and kids hoodies is not taken, so that's good. Short description.
Would we do total eclipse 2017?
Yep. Total Eclipse 2017. Shawn, any suggestions on our description here? Tara? Audience? It's a live show.
Oh, it is live? Really? Huh. It's hard to see the actual shirt.
Yeah, so it goes across America here. There's a picture of the United States with a 100% totality across it, and it goes with the percentages dropping off. So it goes 90, 80, 70, 60, 50 in either direction. And it says the All-American Total Solar Eclipse, August 21st, 2017.
How about something like, you may have missed the event, but don't miss out on the shirt.
All right, we'll go with that.
Just add a T after even. Yeah.
Event, okay. So again, when we do this examples, this is just giving an example of how to load it. We're not suggesting this is going to be the most amazing, you know, honeypot of a shirt description or anything. These are not researched ahead of time, but we're just kind of showing you how to do it.
That all takes time. I mean, it's not just a 2-minute process to upload a shirt with proper keywords and stuff.
Yeah, it takes extra research. Yeah. This is just showing you how the pod works.
Yeah.
Additional information URL. So if you want more information about your shirt, you can put that somewhere else. Let's say on Facebook is a suggested area here. But if you have a website that describes your t-shirt or some information about the artist or whatever you want, you can have additional information URL. Then you have the start date of your campaign. So it can start whenever you want. You cannot start in the past. It must be on or after today. All right, so that makes sense. We'll start today. And the duration we said earlier in the call, it's a minimum 3 days. So you can go all the way up to 3 weeks if you want. If you want to have a real long countdown to get people excited about it. That's particularly good if you're trying to drive down the cost. You have a large event. You know people are going to buy your shirts. This is the reason you would have a longer duration. Just for this example, we're going to do 3 days. And it doesn't give you the option here, but down at the bottom here, you can continue selling one-off orders. You can automatically relaunch the campaign. You're completely stop selling. So those are the 3 options after it ends. We're going to go continue selling one-offs. Here's where some real differences with Motif. One is you can select the one that you want showing as your main listing product. So I'm going to go with the hoodie showing. And the hoodie, I like the green hoodie. No, the royal blue hoodie looks pretty nice. Makes the text kind of pop there. Sure. So you can pick whatever one you want showing as your main listing. And then you can have the front to the back as the detail. And then your buy button, you can pick whatever you want. So you can do buy now, order now, get yours now, yes, I want one, add to cart, reserve now. I'm going to go with buy now. I think that's fine. But you could switch it up if you have some test market or something. Display the number of items sold on the campaign page. Now, if you have a big event and you know people are going to be buying it, you probably want them to know how many other people are buying it. And if you have a shirt that you're just kind of throwing up and hoping to get sales, you probably don't want to show people how many people are buying it. That's what I would say. But you have the option here. You can either display the number of items sold on campaign page or not. So it's your choice. And then this is what really makes Moteefe a little bit different than the other pods, is this video and additional text. You can do a video. You can put a link to YouTube or to Twitch or to any video service, Vimeo if you want. Any kind of URL that you have a video, you can put in there, and then you can have additional text. So if you just want to talk about the shirt, say extra things, you can do that. You can also add extra images. So let's say we wanted to show some extra images. That's a color version of the same thing. That's a different color of the same thing. Yeah, we're not going to do this because we want to tell them that they're going to get a different pattern. That's the one that we put up.
Yeah.
But let's say if you had something from Placeit.net, where you have a lifestyle image or somebody wearing the shirt or some models or some other people that have bought the shirt at a prior campaign, you wanted to load up images of people wearing the shirt that you're selling. That's kind of an interesting thing that sets this apart from any other pod I've seen, is the ability to upload videos, additional text, and extra images of the same shirt that are not images from the pod. So that's something to note. It's noteworthy. There's a box here: by saving and launching, you agree to the terms and conditions. So there's that. And then you save and launch the campaign. You can also preview it if you want to see what it looks like ahead of time. We're just going to go straight to launch it. All right, we're hard at work generating your campaign image. So that's kind of funny. It takes them a minute to make the image. They did it. They generated the image. So now we have our shirt, and it automatically, you said it was hard to see. It's easier to see when you zoom in, right? That's what it is there. And then when you mouse over, it gives you automatic zoom. So as a buyer, that's okay. And remember before, Shawn, we showed you an ended campaign where it doesn't have any of the buying information. This is what it looks like if it's not ended. So if it's not ended, you're going to have the style. You can pick like different things. Let's say I want a kid's hoodie, whatever size you want, extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. You can see the layout kind of changes a bit based on the size of the shirt. Smaller shirt takes up more space there. You can change the colors here as a buyer. Let's say I want royal blue. Takes a second to update, but it gives you that thing. And then you got quantity. Buy now, you've got a price here. And then you have the countdown timer. So those are all things that are showing while it's active. If it's closed and no longer available, you're not going to see that. There is the URL that you're going to have up here. So this is for the seller to use on social media and other places to advertise the shirt. And again, if you want to see the other things, you can see, let's say, an organic women's t-shirt. It'll show you the different design here, and you've got all the different colors, right? So it's kind of a different pod. It's got some unique things. Now, I said we were going to upload more than one shirt because there's some extra stuff I want to show you, which is a little bit weird, but we'll go for it. If we go back to our dashboard, when we first opened, this is a brand new account. We just opened the account. So already we've got a listing. It's live. People can go and buy it like right now. For $34, you can get a hoodie. It's kind of neat. And it'll give you the status. So it's either going to be live or dead. If you hover over here, you can change the different things. You can add discounts to it. So you can add price or percentage discounts. You can see the analytics about it. You can change the status after expiry. Let's say I want to change it, right? You can change that. The discounts, you can have an amount. You can have maximum number of redemptions. You can have a special code if you want. You can have for a certain number of days or until a certain date. And it could be a percentage or a dollar amount. You can also offer free shipping, again, with a code or without a code, so your choice. And you can have days or a date. Okay, so let's say for 3 days, we're going to do free shipping with the code Mayo. All right, we'll create that. It's done. And then it gives you another link. We'll just add that. Yeah. I guess it's added. So the site doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes. I'll put it out there, but presumably we've just added a code. If you use Mayo, you get free shipping for the next 3 days. Analytics page is going to take you to a whole other page. It's going to show you all the different shirts. It's going to show you conversion rates, how many have sold, how many visits you got, so how much traffic each shirt is getting. Each one of them is going to have different lines, colors. You can see which campaign it was. You can have the time. You can have within a day. By the hour is really unusual. You don't see that on any other pods. Day, week, or month. Visits, conversion rates, sales, and profits. You can see where in the world people are buying it from. The analytics page built into Moteefe is actually pretty good compared to other print-on-demand sites. So I'll give them a plus for that. All right, let's do another design now. This time, instead of doing the t-shirt first, I'm going to go down here to change product. And under change product, you can see all of the items here. And then all of a sudden, did you notice this before? Phone cases and mugs.
Cool.
I mean, I don't know. It just came out of nowhere because they were. If you go to more products, neither of those come up. Even if you scroll down, it's not one of the options. So phone cases and mugs are the bonus products, call them. If you click on phone cases, you got iPhone cases and Samsung cases, similar to other pods. You can see the item there. So let's select a file. And this time, let's go with, I don't know. What should we do here? Why is there all these things? Oh, okay. Because they're not on my designs. Hold on. Go to the designs page. It makes more sense. Did you like that one?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Tara likes this one. Okay. So we're uploading the image. This one is I am the 98%. That's the image. See what it looks like on a cell phone case. It's uploading. Again, JPEGs, GIFs, PNGs are accepted. 300 DPI. All right, so we've got our image here, and we want to scale it. So it'll scale evenly, and put that on the case. I want to center it horizontally and vertically. If you want to rotate it a bit, you can grab the corners. You can rotate them whatever direction you want. If you want to fix it to a 0 angle, you do that. So that's kind of nice, right? I'm the 98% on your phone case.
I like that.
All right, so we'll go next step. And then from here, it's pretty much everything else is the same. The reason I want to show you guys this is because if you go to more products and you start with a shirt, you don't get phone cases. But if you go to phone cases, you do get phone cases, and you only get phone cases. It's got its own separate thing, which you can't find out unless you watch these podcasts and learn about these new things on Moteefe that you can't get on the other listings. So it's a little bit weird, right, Shawn?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it's almost a lot weird, especially select a product type. I mean, they don't even have the other products here. It's just phone cases. Same thing with mugs. It's just mugs. So we'll go to the next step. We'll put up this phone case. We'll be like one of the very few phone cases on Moteefe. I am the 98% phone case. I always say it's an iPhone case because it is. All right, short description. Ever feel like the 99% get all the attention? Here's to the 98%. Rock on your iPhone case with this best Christmas present. All right, we'll target that for Christmas, see how it goes. So it's going to give you a custom URL here. You can always change it if you want to say, I have the 98 iPhone. Again, it stripped out the percent, so it's a little bit intelligent that way. It's kind of nice. Additional information, if we have more information about it, we can do that. You're getting the campaign. You can have different colors. Apparently, it's only available in white, so you get to pick white. Buy now, let's say add to cart. So you can have a different message. And after the campaign, heck, you know, I want to relaunch the campaign for 3 days at a time. Right, if I had a video about I am the 98%, I could put it on there, additional text, images. Again, those images are great. You could have lifestyle images, people using the phone, all kinds of stuff. Agree to the terms and conditions, and we'll show you the preview campaign because we didn't show that last time. You can see exactly what it looks like. It's going to look like this. It's going to have the price. Oh, $8.99. I think we should charge more. So we'll go back to the editor, and in the products area here, we're going to change it from $8.99. I'm going to say this puppy is going to be $12.99 because this is high quality. I have the 98% stuff. All right, so go back. Lucky for us, it saved the information. We'd have to re-enter it again. Still have to check the box again, and then we'll launch the campaign. So now we just created a t-shirt, and we created a phone case, and we created a hoodie and a cotton t-shirt and organic shirts and many different products. So basically that's Moteefe. There's not a lot to it, guys. I went through a lot of that information about the platform. Again, it's a newer platform. It's about 3 years old. It was made by 2 MBA students. So students at the site. It's not the most popular site out there, but it was voted. You guys wanted to see Moteefe, so we put it up here. If you want to see other print-on-demand platforms, let us know. And now we're going to check for any questions in the Q&A. I can see there's questions already. All right, Cody asks, do you have any experience with merch-ready designs on your merch account? Merch-ready designs on your merch account. Shawn, I'll let you answer that one first because you're wearing a merch-ready t-shirt. What's your experience with merch-ready?
I have no experience with merch-ready.
Okay.
So, do you have any experience with merch-ready designs on your merch account? So yeah, I've bought a lot of them. You know, some of them work and some of them don't. You know, I haven't used the merch-ready company, but I've known Brendan Sullivan for you know, a very long time. You know, and those guys and the other guys as well. And those guys really put out, the guys behind it are selling a lot of merch shirts. So I would assume that, you know, I've seen a couple of the designs, and I haven't really seen any of their, you know, the pre-made descriptions that they make. I know they're very popular, and I haven't seen a ton of complaints. So, you know, I would assume that they have a good product. You know, I'm not buying, you know, merch-ready designs anymore, you know, kind of because I have, you know, I've hired my own designers. We used to use Design Pickle. Now I have several designers that I've hired. So
virtual assistants?
I wouldn't call them virtual assistants, but I mean, I would call them designers. They're not assistants. They're
outsourced designers, I guess.
Designing. Right? Yeah. So, you know, I mean, most people call everybody virtual assistants now, but yeah, they're actual designers. They're not doing anything else for me. You know, so, you know, when you scale up, I mean, that's another option. But though, you know, those kind of things work good. You know, when you're starting out, you know, you don't want to hire and deal with, you know, having your own designer that you got to, you know, send, you know, requests back and forth. I mean, it is kind of a headache, you know, if you don't have, you know, things in place to deal with that. So I think going to one of those companies is really a good idea. Yeah, so that's about it.
All right.
Good way to start.
And I'm going to answer it a little bit differently. So Merch Ready, the company, I have their sort of premium tier. So I'm paying some dollars every month for it. I haven't used their designs yet because I haven't had time to go in and get them. But like Shawn said, the guys behind it are really good. Brendan Sullivan's got a huge, wonderful reputation, and he's very good. As well as some of the designers behind it are other sellers. So there's Matt is there and Kyle. We met both of them at ScanPower. I remember meeting with them. Shawn and I were both at ScanPower, and so were Matt, and so was Kyle. So we all met there in person. We've all talked to each other before. I was fortunate enough to see Kyle as well at another conference as well, so that was good. And we're going to be going to the merch conference as well. Are you going to the merch conference, Shawn?
No.
No? Okay, so there's a merch conference in September in Seattle, so I'll be there. You can meet in person if you want to meet there. But the guys behind Merch Ready are very good. Shawn mentioned Design Pickle as well, so I'm using Design Pickle as well. I use them quite a lot. Their pricing is fantastic, so be there. But the guy's good value. All right, so other questions, Q&A. Cody asks, do you guys check out the Merch Informer YouTube video on getting accepted faster? I haven't seen that video. Have you seen that video, Shawn?
I don't think I watched it.
No. I'm not sure that there's a way to get accepted faster, but maybe send us a link to it. Or you sent a link there, so maybe we'll check that out. Do you guys have any opinions about the best pods for hoodies based on quality or cost plus shipping to customers? I don't order all of the products off all the pods. I'm on 17 different pods right now, so I haven't ordered from all of them. It would cost, it wouldn't cost a fortune, but it would add up for sure. So no, I don't have any specific opinions about the different qualities of the hoodies. Some of the pods will actually list the brand, so you can go and look at external information. So they'll list out, you know, like Next Level, there's Hanes, there's Fruit of the Loom, there's Gildan, American Apparel, if you can still find them. There's LA Apparel, there's Bella and Canvas, there's all these different brands of the base manufacturers that they're using. So some of the pods will actually tell you the brand. Some of them don't. And then, so that's in terms of quality. That's the only way to really figure out the quality other than ordering them yourself. And then the cost plus shipping. The shipping is not something you typically see on the pods until you go to make an order. So it's not something that I've seen a lot of information about, and I really don't track the shipping costs. For the printed version of the book, I'm thinking about putting in shipping costs on the different pods and products, but that would be a huge extra amount of information to gather. So I haven't done that yet, but I thought about making like a grid with all the products and the shipping costs and the types of products, but it gets complicated. Sometimes the shipping changes based on the weight of the item, which is based on the size of the item. So no, I don't know. Shawn, have you seen any shipping costs or quality on the hoodies?
No, I haven't bought, them. Most of them don't fit me, so I don't really worry about it. But, most of them are going to show you, a lot of them have whatever the manufacturer is. And if they don't, they'll tell you. Some of them kind of switch it around so they don't publish that. But, if you contact them as a seller, they're going to give you that information. Okay.
Wondering in regards to the hoodie question, which site use one-off requests for friends and family? They usually want a tank top for a hoodie. For one-offs, I'm not sure. It may be different in the US, but in Canada, I like to use Zazzle just because they have good shipping times and the prices are reasonable. And they have a ton of variety and I can see the products. So I like to use Zazzle for one-offs. We have ordered a hoodie from Sunfrog, the black one.
Yeah, didn't we get something?
And from Redbubble. Sorry, yeah. So I've ordered from Redbubble a hoodie. I like the quality of it. It fit a bit small for me, but again, like Shawn, they don't have my size in hoodies. It's really tough to get very large hoodies. So hopefully that answers your question, Cody. I like to use Zazzle for one-off orders for friends and family. Because I'm in Canada, Merch by Amazon doesn't ship here. Merch by Amazon also doesn't currently carry hoodies. So Zazzle would be good. Redbubble might be good as well. It depends on where you're located. So I'm not sure where you're located, but assuming you're in the US, Zazzle or Redbubble would be good. If you're ordering a lot of them, T-Chip would be good. T-Launch is, not T-Launch, but Scalable Press is really cheap if you want to order in volume. If you're just getting one, you can order from just about any of them. You have to take a look for yourself. I'm just going to check through the chat questions. Was the screen supposed to be black? Yeah, so it was black for a second there before we got started. And Cody's going to be in Seattle. Perfect. So Cody, we'll see you in Seattle. We'll also see you on the cruise in January. You're on the cruise, right, Shawn?
So far, we're planning on it.
Yeah, we're sponsoring the cruise. So
I'm sponsoring it. I probably should be there. So, I mean.
Yeah, so Shawn Mayo is sponsoring the cruise in January. I'm also sponsoring the cruise in January. We should mention this pod is one of the print-on-demand platforms that covered in the book, Merch and the World of Print-on-Demand. Shawn can put up a link there, but there'll be a link wherever you're watching this video for the replay, because we're just about done here. There'll be a link to the book. And it goes through more than 35 different print-on-demand platforms, including the Alexa ranking, including other information like the addresses and stuff if you want to visit them or go to the pods. It goes through marketing. It goes through making the designs, getting the designs, paid services, free marketing, paid marketing, a whole lot of different things. It's available on ebook only right now. The print edition will be coming out later. For now, you can get the ebook edition with the link that Shawn Mayo is going to put in the chat and will be attached to wherever this video is seen. It's probably going to be on, I'm guessing, YouTube and on your website. Shawn, you want to tell them where they can see other videos from this series since we're doing them every week?
Yes, definitely. You can get an account on my website. It's completely free. You can go to ShawnMayo.com, and there's a big button that says Print on Demand up there, and you can go ahead and click on that, and you'll see all the videos that we've done, as well as all the videos that I've made about Print on Demand, not only this series.
Perfect. Other quick things, orders of business. They do have a blog, so if you're interested in reading things from Moteefe, they do have a blog. Most of the pods do have a blog. And they do have categories for the blog. I recommend the marketing category. You just click on categories here, and then you can scroll down. There's a whole bunch of them. I like marketing. So marketing is a category. And they have like 33 different blog posts on marketing. Beginner's Guide to Social Media, how to sell on Twitter without spending any money, like without spending a cent. Inspiring quotes from entrepreneurs, and you just go next here and you can see all the different blog posts. So there's a lot of different blog posts from Moteefe, and they're pretty current, so they go throughout the year and they're arranged in date order. They're also on Facebook, so if you want to check out Moteefe on Facebook, you can see them there. It's at Moteefe. If you want to get more information from Alexa, you can always go and type in moteefe.com under alexa.com/site info, but you can't see the information that you got on this video because it's special paid information that Shawn Mayo gets for you. If you're not already a member of Mastering the Pod with Shawn Mayo, you check that out. That's on Facebook under Mastering the Pod with Shawn Mayo. Just type in Mastering the Pod and you'll see it right away. Or you can get it directly by the website. Shawn, it's
masteringthepod.com.
Masteringthepod.com. I always forget that, but it's exactly the same as the Facebook page. So masteringthepod.com will take you to this page, right?
Yep, and I'm posting the link right there in the chat for you guys.
Perfect.
If you're watching the replay, it'll be there as well.
Okay. Any other advice or tips or anything on Moteefe that you can think of, Shawn? Or other
I
business?
think that's going to do it.
That's it. So sign up for a Moteefe account. It takes about less than 20 seconds. You can upload multiple items, multiple colors. My advice for any seller is upload. The more you upload, the more is available. And I'm going to give you a little analogy. Let's say you go fishing. You want to catch some fish. You can go into the fishing store and you can talk to the people about fishing rods and lures and all kinds of stuff. But if you don't put your hook in the water, you're not going to catch any fish. So it's good that you're watching this webinar series, whether you're watching live or the replay. But if you want to sell shirts, you have to make listings, whether it's on Merch by Amazon or any of the pods. The more listings that you have available, the more potential hooks you have in the water. So you can actually catch the fish or sell the shirt or iPhone case or whatever the item is, depending on the pod. So my advice is, and it's very similar to other weeks, make listings and sell some stuff. We'll see you next week, Shawn Mayo. We don't know what pod we're going to do yet, so hopefully the people tell us.